What's up YouTube? Haven't made a vid in a while, but I just thought I would. This is a bit of an update, or just kind of like a showcase on my Glock build. I don't know if I've posted, I think I have posted a video on this before. But yeah, this is that Glock build, if I did. And I changed some stuff on it from last. So right now, as you can see, the slide, you probably might notice it's a different color a bit by bit, and I'm actually using a Guns Modify one. Comes packaged in a nice box like that. They kind of sent me the wrong one because they sent me a really old one. Because the extractor piece, like right here, this is supposed to be molded in, same with the selector piece, and that's the one I saw in the picture, and they sent me this one. So they also sent me Glock 17 sights too, which is a bit upsetting, but it's like, I have my own sights anyway, so I could choose those for a bit. This used to be my old slide right here, the shooter's design, and horrible. Well, it's not horrible. It's just it couldn't use normal sights, stock ones. It had to use its proprietary one, but otherwise it worked. So I'm gonna break down this build. So externally right now I'm using the Garter steel sights. I also, like I said, the Guns Modify 77.5 slide. I'm using the Garter, the polycarbon, I believe, the polymer lower. Right now I'm using the Garter one. Right up internally, start on the slide first. Internally, still using the stock recoil spring. You know, the outer barrel. And then right here you have the UAC nozzle right here, the UAZ metal one for the G18C. The only problem with this slide is it has a fitment where this doesn't come out all the way, but it still does if you push it from the back. It's just kind of gets stuck right there, so it's either let it wear in or I'm probably just going to sand down the top there. But otherwise it works. As you can see, just which is the thing, so. But yeah, it should still work. And everything else up here is stock. I'm actually using a Garter piston lid too in there. I actually don't know how bad that is, but yeah, it still kind of moves. It's just, it needs to be sanded down a bit or worn in, I guess. I probably should have sanded down. The reason why I'm not doing that is they said they'd get back to me by next week on this. So they'd said, so I don't know what they're gonna do because it's not the slide I want. It's on there. It's just I haven't fired it yet. So in here, I'm using the Garter serial plate right here. I'm also using KM steel hammer right now. Really good quality hammer. It's held up very nicely and barely anywhere. Right now I'm also using AAP steel disconnector, and I'm also using Garter steel hammer series right now. So I'm also using a 200% hammer spring in there too. Otherwise, everything else is stock. The only thing that, and the full auto CRP, the thing that's stock in here is the valve knocker, because it's the one that works best. So I was like, might as well throw that in. It's not broken yet, so because the other ones I used are junk. Besides the Modify one, that only works in the G17, which is the problem. Otherwise, in the stock hop up and stuff. The sights do work very nicely in the dark. But yeah, I probably will do a shooting video whenever they reply to me. Or just do it sooner than later. But yeah, otherwise the only problem I had with the slide is the nozzle fitment, but that could be fixed just like that. It's that easy. But honestly, it should still work without the nozzle fitment because it still kind of springs back, if you can see that. Like that. It still kind of stays back a bit too, it just doesn't go all the way back. And it still works. But yeah. I mean, this gun was kind of expensive. With like just the right parts, like this build right here is maybe about 550 Canadian, maybe a bit less. That's just a rough estimate. The reason why is the slide and basically the KM parts here, I'm probably gonna get the KM hammer sear and valve knocker set too. There's also on the original mag I have right here. There's a Garter gasket lip sealer right here, and there is a Shooter's Design gasket seal here for this mag, and the rest of my mags are stock. Anyways, this gun kicks really hard. It kicks nice. It's the last time I shot it. Haven't shot it in a bit. Like I said, I don't really want to shoot it with this, but I can almost hypothesize that it'll work even with the nozzle fitment. It'll probably wear into if I shot it. I just haven't shot it yet. I haven't had time to pick up gas and stuff. But as you can see, this gun, the slide, I'll show you just trades. Trades are pretty close to the Glock if it gets to focus in. There we go. So Glock 18C Austrian 9x19. It goes like a Glock in the frame right here too. If I turn it over, the frame has authentic trades besides the slide, and that's the one issue I noticed with this slide compared to the new one I was looking at. Is this is Glock here, and the serial number is totally different. Like this is like the stock TM slide, just metal, which is the weird part. But yeah, externals look pretty new because they are pretty new. I haven't gamed this gun yet because I've just been busy building it, but I probably will game it pretty soon here, but maybe in like month max, depending on how long it takes them to reply to me. As you can see, barrel resists to scratching quite well, but I mean, I don't know how it would resist if you're shooting it. Yeah, everything runs beautifully last time I checked, even with the Shooter's Design slide. The problem is the sight's stripped, and I didn't really want to waste my time dremeling this sight, so I just bought a new one. Plus the slide was a bit old, and it was pretty wobbly. Like it had a lot of wobble and stuff. This slide kind of has wobble too, but it's not that bad. Because I mean, you can't be too tight, like right here. But yeah, Shooter's Design slide. It held the BBU either too high or something, or the slide was like thinner or something because the sight would sit up. And that's the problem. And yeah, so I was just like, fuck it, I'm getting a new gun or a new slide. And plus, I didn't really like the slide either because it wouldn't hold up against a short stroke spring. The really tight ones, right? So when it hit, it would just curve off this part right here, and I was like, that's cheesy. But yeah, it's basically my build. I'm pretty sure I covered everything on this gun. I don't think I missed anything. But yeah, but my hypothesis might be incorrect since the nozzle isn't moving and it might have to. But I think it'll be fine. I think it should shoot beautifully. Anyway, like it still moves a bit, and it still moves outwards if you push it. It's just, it needs, yeah, see, it still moves. It just needs that fitment issue. You can feel it rubbing against the nozzle. That's like that's like a really small issue. That's like nothing even. That's the only thing I can say this slide has a problem with, that Shooter's Design didn't, is the nozzles fit in, drop in, even with the stock nozzle, not just the UAC one. It's like that with stock too. Which is the one problem. That's why when I first got the slide, that's what turned me off a bit. But I was like, it's still a nice slide. It sounds nicer too. I really like the metal on this. I do believe, if I'm not incorrect, it's 70-75, so it should be able to take steel barrels, no problem. And I'm planning this gun's meant for durability, so it's a durability build. So I'm planning to run this gun off of MAP gas. If you guys know what that is, you guys can just search it up on the internet. It's like propane. Just a bit more PSI and resist to cool down better in Canada. That's what I need because it's really cold a lot of times. But the plan is to just shoot propane in the warmth, like inside, indoors, and then shoot MAP gas outdoors. Because MAP gas is expensive as shit. It's like $10 for like they're like butanes, like butane cans. I don't know how to show them. And I ain't buying green gas because that's too expensive here too. And it doesn't. That's honestly no difference in performance. I've had this gun for the past year though, and everything's held up. I still have the stock parts for it too. But yeah, now down to the upgrade parts. If I counted in all the other upgrade parts that didn't fit or didn't work too right, like the slide and stuff, that would probably add up to about $750. Like I spent a lot. Like this isn't including shipping. If it like the 550 too, the 550 like this alone, people probably be like maybe it'd be about it'd still be about 550 because the gun's 350, the slide and everything inside. That's about it. With shipping, it'd be like $600. With the other stuff plus shipping, it'd be like $750 most. And mainly the slide, and then like I got the AIP part set, and the only reason why I got it was for the rotor, and otherwise I wouldn't have used it. Basically just a bunch of garter stuff that didn't work out. And I used what worked the best in this gun, so it's also for smooth too. So I'd rather give away durability for smoothness, if that makes sense. But the slide is pretty smooth. Getting them out. Also, I have a new BBU on standby right now. When I get that, I'm probably going to change out the full auto sear to the aluminum one because the full auto sear really wears down the cast aluminum BBU, but it still works for sure. So I'm just gonna run this one for now. I might get the pretty sure UAC made one, or some company made a BBU for this gun because the gun's modified one. It's either silver on the back or it says Glock or something, and I don't really like that. I kind of like to keep my guns like factory looking, like factory standard like this. I don't really like salient irons. Like I do like them, it's just I like the look of stock more, if that makes any sense. But if I ever, the only gun I would make a side is probably my high cap right here. But otherwise, I'd probably keep, because I like the look of just the Glock look like this. Looks beautiful to me. This gun, it's not like I could probably do more. Like I could get I can get the creation steel rails for this and then a steel. But I don't want to wear down this part with steel, so I'll just keep that aluminum. I do pretty sure it's aluminum. Check it. Yeah, it's aluminum. The only thing that's steel and this is a slide catch, which is why I'm not upgrading that. That's why I don't hit my slide release, because it wears down the slide really quickly. The reason why it's not attracted to 303 stainless is 303 stainless isn't magnetic, but it still is somewhat attracted to it, as you can see. The disconnector is steel as well. Everything's steel besides the valve knocker right there. It's still the cast one, but that's okay. It works good. It works the best. It's smooth too. You feel that? I don't know if you can see that, but you can feel it if you do it yourself. Yeah, the only problems I find with the Glocks and just the TM gun in general is after shooting it or even pulling the trigger a couple times, screws start to get loose here, and I don't really want to put thread lock in the rear because I'm going to have to be cleaning that stuff, and the slide, but this seems to be pretty solid in there, so I might just thread lock the rear sight, but I probably won't do that because taking it apart will be a bitch. But yeah, that's the only flaws with this gun because it kicks really hard and stuff. It still runs off a duster gas with a metal slide. I had a Stitcher 4 thing and it still works beautifully. So, but yeah, I think I covered everything. I do plan on getting that steel selector, but that's like $70 for a selector switch. I probably won't do that. The only part I will probably need to get eventually is right here. The selector plate base kind of broke off in the end there, and it's kind of common for that to happen. So I just probably will get a new one. They're cheap, like $15. Like that's with everything, shipping like $5. And the next project gun will probably be Glock again. Be a skeleton sidearms Glock, which is Stark Arms for you American people, and like people that basically don't live in Canada. I do plan on putting that salient iron slide on here, or some other slide, or I might just throw the shooter's design one. If I can find a different hammer assembly, because this one doesn't work with TM slides. It works with Wii though. But yeah, I do plan on, I might just keep the lower clear because, you know, Canadian laws and stuff, and it's a pain in the ass to import frames. I don't have front. I would otherwise, but I don't have front rails. So the front, because I do have another one. But yeah, that's about it. Running this gun. It's been a trusty sidearm for sure. It's been with me for a while. Not as long as my KWA 1911, but that broke down a while ago. This gun holds up really nicely against map, especially just with, like, even when I had the stock parts on it, it held up really nicely. But yeah, I think I covered everything. My next review will be on my TM High Kappa. But thanks for watching, guys. You gotta look at this beauty right here. It's just, there's nothing that I've seen I can beat this. Personally, that's me what I think though. But thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe.